Coffee break with me. Woo! Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? So today I'm here with a Get Ready With Me. It's gonna be pretty long and it's gonna be super exciting because I'm gonna be featuring all collab products. I'm super excited to share these products with you guys for obvious reasons. Primarily because I'm one of the collaborators. The other reason, because the 7 other influencers that participated in this project are absolutely amazing, wonderful people with super different tastes in makeup preferences. So I feel like this brand is one of those brands that has been able to fully encompass all our likes and preferences when it comes down to makeup. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know my fascination with like light to medium coverage foundations or BB type creams. If you guys have been following What Would Lizzie Do, you know she's like the wing liner queen. If you guys have been watching Makeup at A. Marie, she's like the complexion expert. All of us had a really significant amount of input in all of these products, so what better way to show them for you guys or to showcase them than to put them on my face live in front of you. Not really live, but you know what I'm saying. See where I'm going with this? Do you see what okay, let's just get started. For purposes of this video, I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see my face, and then I guess we'll get started. Okay, I'm gonna pull my hair back and let's just try not to focus on the amount of dry shampoo that is in my hair currently. If you guys are unfamiliar, COL-LAB is a brand that just launched at sallybeauty.com and stores. It's a brand that was influenced by influencers and just kind of contributing a really awesome new brand, drugstore priced at a local retailer or an online retailer. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a primer, and this is called the Fundamental. This is the smoothing primer. There are 4 primers in the collection, so we got all of you guys covered. This is similar to those like silky primers that you guys are used to. I like to focus it around the area where I struggle with my pores. Okay, after that, I'm going to go in with an eyelid primer, and I kind of just want to get primers out of the way for now because they're no fun, there's no color, and you can't really see anything. So I'm going to take the eyeshadow primer and just the littlest, tiniest bit. I'm talking a tiny bit. You see how little is on there? And that's going to be enough for both of my giant Kurobi eyes. This is one of those products that warms up to the touch, and it blends out really nicely, and you don't need a lot. Like, not even... just not a lot. Trust me, you guys. You guys want to know a secret? One of the reasons that I'm so in love with this brand is because they understand my need for different types of concealer formulas. I'm not going to tell you how many concealer formulas there are. Okay, maybe 4, but all right, we're going to use one of those right now, and this is the corrector. It's called No Flaws, and I'm going to take the color Peach. I think I showed this to you guys as a sneak peek a long time ago. This is a product, can you tell? Like, you need the tiniest bit. This pot is gonna last you like 15 years. Just kidding, don't keep it that long. But it's a fabulous corrector, you guys, especially if you are genetically a panda like I am. It's gonna have your back. I'm just using a synthetic brush to apply that on the darkest area of my panda eyes. As you can see. Ta-da! Then I'm gonna go in with the Bright Spark Radiant Foundation. Love this one. You guys know how I am about foundations. I like light coverage, although this one is kind of medium full coverage, if I'm honest with you guys. But I'm gonna mix 2 shades. I'm gonna go in with Beige and Honey. Mix them and then apply them all over my face with a blending sponge. You guys didn't believe me about the concealer thing, did you? So I already mixed the foundation on the back of my hand. Look at that. It's like my exact color. I used these shades Honey and Beige. More beige than honey, but still a little bit more of honey than you would think. I'm gonna go in with the No Flaws Cream Concealer. You guys, look at this. Do you see this monster on my face? He needs to go away for now, and then I have another monster right here, another monster right here, and I'm not talking about my mole, and then another one right here. I swear, you guys, I don't know what's going on. I need to get a cleanse. And I'm not talking about a juice cleanse. So go in with your beauty sponge and your foundation. You guys. And then apply your foundation all over your face. I'm not even gonna show you guys like a before and after because you guys are seeing this unfold in front of your eyes, how amazing the coverage is. I like this foundation because it's a radiant coverage, but it doesn't make me look like shiny or greasy or oily. And I almost said shiny. Do you see how it makes your skin just look really hydrated? It's pretty cool though, because even though it is a radiant foundation, it's pretty medium buildable coverage. You could totally build this up for full coverage, and I think I might, just because of how much product I'm using. I might accidentally make it full coverage. Whatever, you guys. Do you guys see how glowy my skin is? This foundation would be a godsend for those of you that have dry skin and still want more coverage, additional coverage. I mean, you could always mix it with a primer or with like your moisturizer and thin it out a little bit, but you get really good medium to full coverage with it, but it's not drawing at all. It makes your skin look just really hydrated and glowy. You guys thought the concealer party was over? Oh, hold on to your panties. We're gonna go in with the No Floss Concealer. I know this concealer is too light for me, but you guys know I kind of have a thing for using really light concealers. You guys, it's just my thing. It's what I like to do. Don't tell me how to live my life, you guys. It has a flat, paddle brush, which is nice because you don't have to re-dip constantly. You just have to go in once. You guys know the size of my eyeballs. So you just go in. I'm using the shade Ivory Sand Beauty Sponge. Bump that under the eyes. I like this concealer because it is a lightweight concealer, so even though I went in with a lighter shade, it's going to brighten underneath, but it's not going to create heaviness. Have you guys ever tried a concealer that's supposed to brighten, but the concealer formula itself is actually so heavy that it makes your under eyes look kind of like crusty or cakey? This one doesn't. It's a very, very, it's a very smooth formula. And you guys can see the way that it applied, it has so much pigment, but then look at the way it looks. It just made my entire face kind of just brighten up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I should put that on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? For my under eyes, I prefer to set with a translucent powder as opposed to a powder that has a tint to it. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with a pressed powder. And I'm going to show you guys the pressed powder in a second. It's so, so good. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Kill the Shine Pressed Powder Compact. And I'm in the color Ivory Sand. Kind of. It really depends, you guys. This is one of those things where like, it's going to be up to your choice, like how you want to use the powder. So if I was going to go in and use this like almost like a pressed powder foundation, I would probably use a different color. But since I already have my base on and this is just going to be a light wash to set it, I'm going to go in with the lighter shade. So I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and set the rest of my face where I did not hit it with my translucent powder. Now we're going to do brows, and we have you covered. The Shape and Shade Ultra Fine Brow Pencil is going to be very reminiscent to one of your very favorite brow pencils that you guys really, really like. And I'm going to use the shade Taupe because you guys know I'm all about that thug life and I don't like to use colors that match. I like my brows to look a little bit highlighted, just kind of like my hair. It has that ultra fine tip. So you guys are used to using a lot of brow pencils that are similar to this one. And there is an extensive shade range, so you guys are bound to find one that matches your brow color. I hate to say matches because I never recommend that you match your brow color to your hair color. You know, like if you're a really dark brunette or black hair, I suggest you go lighter. If you have very light hair, blonde hair, strawberry blonde, I suggest you go darker, but that's just my preference, you know? They do sway a little bit darker than you would expect. So I'm using the shade Taupe right now, and you can see how it looks on my brows. Keep in mind that I do have microblading, and then my brow hair is also black. Not like my hair. Like my actual hair is brown. My brow hair is black. This pencil's cool because it allows you to do really easy strokes. So if you don't like your brows to be super bold, you can do that as well. So if you don't like your brows to be super bold, you can do really light-handed strokes. I don't know how to do light-handed anything. So you can see what bold brows look like. You guys, oh my gosh. You know what I think? Sometimes I'm like, if this is like the Truman Show and people were actually watching me talking to myself, like cracking up on my own, by myself in this big empty room. Isn't that kind of funny? You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, Dani, who are you talking to, Cuckoo Bird? So the COL-LAB Lift and Glow is it's a highlighter crayon that is really awesome because you could use it on the Cupid's bow, you could use it on the inner corner of your eyes. I mean, if you are more of like a natural makeup type person, you could even take a little bit and just bump it on the highest points of your cheekbones. But it's designed to be a brow highlighter. It is a shimmery pencil. It's very soft and creamy. It does set, but it's not super shimmery. But let me show you guys just how it highlights enough. And this is one of those products that you could go in with a really light hand. For example, I'm just gonna concentrate it right here. For like a light makeup look, I would just do that. And you see the difference between this brow and this brow? Look at the center of this brow, how like glowy and light it is, and then look at this one. It's kind of dull, right? So for a natural makeup look, I would just do that. Today, I want to use one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes to show you guys in action what it looks like. So I'm going to go in with a heavier hand, and I'm really going to concentrate this crayon underneath my brow bone. So what I do is I run the crayon liberally, bring it down slowly, and then do you see how glowy it is? It's glowy, but it's not shimmery. And then I'll go in with my ring finger and just kind of bump it. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, now we're going to do eyes. So for purposes of salvaging my base product, I'm going to apply a nice hefty dose of powder just because I'm kind of a beast when it comes down to using product. These eyeshadows will melt your heart. They're insane. I'm going to go in with the palette First Impressions. Looks like this. And it's kind of awesome. I even wore my purple sweater so that I could match my purple eyeshadow that I wanted to do. So I'm gonna go in with a blending brush. Can we talk about this blending brush for a second? Do you see how sexy those handles are? Yeah, sexy makeup brush. This shade right here, and I'm going to apply that as my transition shade. But then I'm also gonna go in with a secondary transition shade and the same brush. You see how effortless the blending is? It's hard to tell like which one is like the star product. Is it the eyeshadow? The brush? The primer? Then I'm gonna go in with this color right here, and the same thing, I'll just not take it up as high. Kind of like that. I loved going to New York to pick out the formulas for these eyeshadows. You should have seen the reactions of everyone in the room. I am kind of a geek when it comes down to like analysis and stuff like that. I'm not very expressive like I am in like my day-to-day life. You know, like if I missed you or something, I'll be like, oh, I missed you, and I'm like super emotionally like verbal. But when it comes down to stuff like academics or analysis or stuff like that, I'm very quiet. Like I'm a thinker. I'm a thinker and I'm a tinkerer. So I'm just kind of like processing the whole thing. The room was in a roar. You guys should have heard Wes. He was like, oh my God, are those cream shadows? Like that's crazy. It's insane. Because look, let me show you. Let me show you why he was freaking out. Do you see that? Like it's insane. When you swipe them, you're like, no way. That's a drugstore eyeshadow palette? Thank you. Finally. You know what I mean? Holy moly. Oh man, you guys. A lot of you guys have asked me like infinite amount of times, how come I don't use too many drugstore products on my channel? I mean, I have my favorites from certain brands, but like actually trying products where you're just like, oh my God, these products will change your life. It's kind of hard to find some of those when it comes down to the drugstore. It's kind of hard to find a brand that is drugstore affordable, super high quality, but can also kind of stand alone just by how amazing the products themselves are. I don't know if I want to do like a smoky amethyst purple look or bright purple look, because I kind of really like this purple right here. Maybe I'll do this on the lid and then this on the lower lash line. Is that too purpley? Whatever. You know what, you guys? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go in with this dark color right here, and I'm gonna pop that all over the lid. I probably should have done the inverse, right? Like I should have done this on the lower lash and then the bright purple on the lid. But you know what? This is Coffee Break with Danny. It wouldn't make sense to make sense around here, would it? Then go in on the other eye, same thing. You know what? I kind of came to the conclusion now that when I'm applying a metallic, shimmery, or creamy type eyeshadow like this, and I don't mean cream like cream base, I mean creamy like that's how soft it is, I just use my finger. I stopped trying to use brushes just because I'm like, nothing compares to the application of like a warm finger. That sounded horrendous. But you know what I'm saying? Like when you're applying a color like this or a formula like this to your eyelid, you don't have the best control that you can have on application is going to be with your finger, hands down. Now I'm taking more of that fourth shade right here, and I'm just kind of blending at the crease, so there's no harsh like line of demarcation where I stopped applying that shimmery color. I kind of just want it to be all blended together. I was going to go in with the color on the outer V to just kind of deepen the whole thing. I don't know if I should. I kind of like the way it looks now. You know what, just for kicks, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this chocolate brown right here, just like a little, like the littlest bump, and I'm going to apply that on the outer edge, just for a little extra dimension. Can you even tell? You guys have to tell me. Same thing on the other side. Okay, now we're going to dust off the excess powder and we're going to work on the lower lash line. And the lower lash line is super exciting because there's so many options of eyeliners to choose. I actually had to go film some videos, like some demo videos on some of these products for Sally. I don't know if you guys know this, but Sally Beauty's headquarters is here in Dallas. So it's pretty cool. So I got to go film some little like mini tutorial type videos. And I was talking about in one of those videos how the black Drama Queen eyeliner is one of the best eyeliners I've ever used, and how you can't remove it. And so I was like, oh yeah, it's so awesome, it doesn't come off. Like, let me show you guys how it doesn't come off. It literally would not come off in the demo. Like, I started to get embarrassed because I was like, I'm talking about how it doesn't come off, and the main objective is that it doesn't come off, but it's actually not coming off. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a purple pencil on the lower lash line and the purple shadow, and then I'll go in with that black magical pencil that I'm telling you guys about in the tight line and the waterline. So the first pencil we're gonna use is the bold faced liner, like liner. See what, is it? All right. And it's a purple shade. The color is called Fearless, and I'm going to apply that on the lower lash line. And this is one of those pencils that won't move once it sets, so you have to move really, really fast. So we're gonna apply that, and then I'm gonna go in with let's use this little guy. This brush right here, and the bold, bright, whatever, purple color. Just take the littlest bit, and we're gonna smudge out that pencil. I'm telling you guys, if you don't work fast, it's not happening for you. Like, it's not happening. You're gonna have to go in with 3 other eyeshadows in here to blend it all out. It dries so fast, but you know, the cool thing is that it doesn't, once it sets, it doesn't move, and it lasts a long time. So if you guys like your eyeliner to stay on all day, like when you're at work or whatever, or if you have watery eyes, this is a really good option. Repeat the same thing on the other side. So we'll go in with Fearless. Every time I hear the name of this pencil, I think of that Taylor Swift, the Taylor Swift, I think it's an album, or is it a song? Fearless? I think it's an album. Think about that, which is a good thing, right? Do we like Taylor Swift or do we not? This is a group decision, you guys. Anyway, I'm such a sucker for purple eyeshadow. I feel like it's one of my favorite types of eyeshadow colors for brown eyes. Okay, now we're gonna go in with Drama Queen. That's the black pencil. You guys, brace yourselves for impact. The blackest pencil you've ever used, and it doesn't go anywhere. So essentially, I'm gonna have black eyeliner in the tight line for the rest of my life. Oh my God, I'm ridiculous. To complement the eye look a little bit better, I'm gonna go in with this 4th shade right here in that same little brush, and I'm gonna run that on the lower lash line, but beneath the eyeliner, or rather beneath the purple pencil and purple shadow. just to create a more blown out look. And it'll match the transition shade a little bit better. Or the overall look of the eyes, it'll match it a lot better. Now let's do lashes, and you guys know I'm a notorious mascara stacker. So I'm gonna use a lengthening mascara first. This is called the High Rise, and then I'm gonna go in with the volumizing mascara. It's called the Bomb. And one of my favorite things about the whole experience behind curating this brand was being able to see like the behind the scenes in regards to what makes a product actually be that type of product. So what makes a volumizing mascara a volumizing mascara? What makes a lengthening mascara a lengthening mascara? That are featured in these different types of mascaras, because there's not just these two. There are several other varieties of mascaras. So I'm gonna go in with this one. Do you guys see the little tiny wand? This is the lengthening one. So what it does is it kind of runs through your lashes and it applies a really thin but sturdy coat of mascara. So it allows you the freedom or liberty to kind of adjust your lashes, and I feel like that's a misconception of mascara application. Sometimes we feel like, I know when I started to get into makeup and I was like, what's the difference between so many like mascara wands? Like, what's the point of them? All I want to do is put like black goo on my lashes, right? But depending on the design of the wand, it allows you to kind of you know how you style your hair? So you style your lashes. It's gonna give you the ability to move and manipulate your lashes in a certain way, thus giving you the results of either volumizing, lengthening, volumizing and lengthening, curling. You know how a lot of mascaras now have that claim, like the claim to curl, because of the little hook they have in the wand. So yeah, keep in mind that mascaras, you know, the wand is designed a specific way for a reason. So there's one coat of the High Rise mascara. This is also the same mascara that I like to use on my lower lashes because the wand is so little and narrow. So it gives me a lot more control and I'm less likely to make a mess of my lashes. But you guys know I'm the queen of the klutzes. So if anyone's getting mascara on their lower lash line, it's totally me. But I love that I'm able to do that with this one. So you see how I'm kind of manipulating my lashes with the wand? I'm essentially telling the wand, listen, mascara wand, don't tell me how to live my life. I'm gonna do mascara how I wanna do mascara. Now I'm gonna go in with the Bomb. This is the purple one. Look at the brush. Well, bam! Do you see that? That's gonna make your lashes super chunky, voluminous, and fat. There's a reason it's called the Bomb, you guys. It's totally up to you if you'd like to layer your mascaras. Like I told you guys, hello, it's makeup. You do what you want. This is like the sprinkles on the sundae. We already had a really good mascara base. Now we're just applying the sprinkles to the sundae. Ta-da! Let's go ahead and finish the rest of this situation here. Okay, now we're gonna go in with bronzer, and I'm gonna use bronzer to contour because thug life, you guys. I'm using the Sun Obsession Sculpting Bronzer in Intoxicating. I feel like this is, don't mind the mess. I feel like this is the best shade if you are light to medium complexion. And I'm gonna go in with a really small brush. And you guys know I like to do, this powder product is very soft. It's like the eyeshadows, so you wanna use a very light hand, or if it's impossible for you to use a light hand like this one here, then tap off the excess. And then I'm gonna run that along the bottom part of my fake cheekbones, or rather, we're carving out some fake cheekbones. And it's essential that when you're doing this, you do the duck face. Otherwise, it won't work, in case you were wondering. How many of you guys are watching me like... Then I'm gonna go in with this little sexy brush and more of that product. And I'm going to kind of buff it out so that we don't have that harsh line. Now we're gonna go in with blush, and you guys know my affliction towards blush. This color is gonna look very similar to some of you guys. This is the Soft Spot Sheer Blush in First Base. And I'm gonna take that same little chubby brush, this color right here. Remember, you gotta do your face like this. Otherwise, it don't work. Focus on the apples of your cheeks and then bring the product back. That's why I really like this little brush, because it gives you extreme control as to where you're applying the product because of the size of it, the size and the shape. So it doesn't matter if you have a big face, like me, or a little face, it's going to allow you that manipulation of product, and it's going to apply perfectly every time that you use it. But don't worry, you guys, it's called Sheer Spot for a reason. If you guys have a heavy clown blush hand like I do, it's gonna have your back. Then I'm gonna go in with highlighter, and the highlighter that I'm using is Glow for the Gold. Oh, can we talk about this? Like, it is crazy. Look at that. Now with this one, please, you guys, please try your best to control yourself, because if you don't, it's gonna show up everywhere. So you gotta use like the lightest hand. Did you see that? Literally, it was one boop. That's two. Normally, I do this like a few times. With whatever's left over, I'm gonna go in to the tops of my cheekbones and bring it up. This is one of those products that is not Sheer Spot, okay? This is pretty intense. But it's highlighter. Who wants a highlighter that doesn't show up? It's like, I want my makeup to look natural. You do realize you're wearing makeup. Where's the fun in that? I'm just kidding. You guys know I'm a super advocate for natural makeup. I love when my flaws show, you know, my freckles. I love all that stuff. But when I'm playing with makeup, I mean, makeup. Now it's time for lips, and for lips it's always difficult for me to like narrow it down, because there's satin lipsticks, there's matte lipsticks, there's liquid, like matte liquid lips, there are lip liners, there are lip glosses, I mean lip balms. There's so many different options that I'm always like, I can't make a choice, I can't make a choice, I don't know, I'm just gonna go like, this one. So today I'm gonna show you one of my favorite lip combos. I'm gonna use the Line and Define lip pencil in Petal Pusher. This is one of my absolute favorite colors of lip liners. I actually like to use this one just on its own, completely on its own, like an actual just one and done type product. See how beautiful it is? And it's so soft and silky. And you know what? If you guys have been fans of my channel for a while, you know that I prefer pencils that you need to sharpen. I don't know why, I feel like they perform better, they last longer, and you get more product, right? So these are pencils that require sharpening, but that's always a preference of mine. Is that a preference of yours? Let me know in the comments, because I don't want to feel alone in this world. After I've lined my lips, I'm going to go in with a satin formula. And the matte formula will change your life. It's amazing. It's not drying. It's just pigmented, creamy, delicious. But the satin formula, oh my goodness. Okay, this is called Girl Please. The satin formula just, if you're team raisin lips, which I complain about a lot because my lips have a lot of texture, it makes your lips look fuller, healthier, and very hydrated. So it might be a preference. I feel like my tutorial today is catered towards people with like textured skin or dry skin. You know, from the foundation that I use to the lip color. Did I tell you guys the color? It's called Girl Please. And the reason that I'm going over and over and over and over is because I'm using the actual lipstick bullet to blend out the lip liner. I like to use the lipstick bullet as opposed to doing that too much, because when I do that, I push a lot of the product into my fine lines, and I feel like it emphasizes the lines of my lips. Ta-da! What do we think? Isn't this combo amazing? Like, we should just go take like 72 selfies right now. Okay, 720. Okay, 7,200,000. So that is it for this Get Ready With Me. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. All of the products, product names, and shades that I use will be listed and linked in the description box below, along with other videos related to the COL-LAB brand launch. I love you guys so much, and The fact that this video is even happening is because of you, so I just wanted to take a couple of seconds to let you know that. I appreciate you guys so much, and if you guys are already fans of the brand, if you've already seen it at your local Sally's, thank you so much for your love and support. You guys are amazing. And you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.